Good Thursday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take an in-depth look at your forecast over the next week. Over the next 15 minutes, we'll also be taking your questions if you have them. Right now, things are quiet across the area as we take a look outside, looking at mostly clear skies here in Beaumont. I think most of the convection is done for the day, and it looks like we may see some coastal showers and thunderstorms try to redevelop, kind of like what we saw this morning, tomorrow morning before daybreak. So heads up Port Arthur, back over towards High Island, maybe over towards Mid-County. We may see 20 to 30% coverage prior to daybreak tomorrow morning. Otherwise, higher rain chances are expected Friday. We're going to be seeing a tropical surge move in off the Gulf. And when you have that much moisture, if the storms are strong enough, they could put down some locally heavy rainfall rates, probably 2 to 3, maybe 4 inches per hour. The thing is that will be moving. That's the good news. Otherwise, lower rain chances are on tap this weekend. High pressure will be moving in from the east and be moving over towards the Four Corners. So it'll be moving over our area this weekend. So rain chances will go down. Temperatures will go up. Then the high moves away from our area on Monday as a trough of low pressure moves underneath the high, which is over towards the Four Corners Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with higher scattered shower and thunderstorm activity returning to the area. This will make more sense once we get into the graphics. Otherwise, I'm going to go with, this is my forecast. We're going with a 50% coverage triangle tomorrow, high of 92 with partly sunny skies and a south to southeast wind. So we may get a little break late morning with some activity along the coastline and then start popping shower and thunderstorm activity coming up tomorrow afternoon. Not expecting severe weather, but again, some locally heavy rainfall rates are possible. Let's see what the model shows. And it shows late morning into the afternoon hours. That's a little hotter than I think, but as you can see, if we get a good coverage of rain and thunderstorm activity, modeling showing that potential for upper 70s and lower 80s, and that's certainly doable in this kind of environment. For the lakes area, this looks like tropical moisture, so it'll take a little longer to reach you, so about a 40 to 50% coverage. You may hit about 93 tomorrow with partly sunny skies and low chances in the morning, afternoon. I agree with that. So, and again, I think that 95 is going to be a stretch, but 40 to 50% coverage coming up tomorrow afternoon under partly sunny skies is expected. So as you can see, temperatures tomorrow about 92 in Beaumont tomorrow, and then as you can see, mid-90s coming up, especially this weekend. Sunday, that high should be over our area, then quickly moving out, and then high temperatures coming down a bit. But normally this time of year, it should be around 93 degrees. We've already moved through the hottest part of the summertime, climatologically speaking. And as far as rain chances, best chances over the next 7 days coming in on Friday, lowest chances on Sunday. And as you can see, we start going back up to about a 40% coverage coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week as plentiful moisture, trough of low pressure will be moving through our area. So again, that will bring rain chances up. So as you can also see, moisture levels pretty much mirror that rain chance. As you can see, they'll be going up as we head towards Saturday, and then going down on Sunday before they go back up Wednesday and Thursday. So better chances as we head towards, say, Tuesday and Wednesday. And I think moisture levels will actually be higher on Friday before they start going down on Saturday. We'll see if that model catches up with what we're thinking. So right now, not much going on, pretty quiet across the area, at least here in the triangle. And as you can see, scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially up in the lakes area, widely scattered, I should say, and they appear to be moving to the southeast right now. But again, this should be winding down with the loss of daytime heating. Across the state, shower and thunderstorm activity over towards northeast Texas and back over towards Louisiana. This is an upper level disturbance causing that. But again, we're going to be watching the lack of shower and thunderstorm activity. Look at that. Pretty quiet over towards Florida where the high is, and that'll be moving our way as we work on into, say, Saturday and Sunday. But again, as we've seen all summer long, just a lack of upper level high pressure, something that we saw the last 2 or 3 summers and helped us to get up to 111 degrees in 2023. That's just not the case coming up this season. Otherwise, tonight, a few showers this evening, model doing a good job there. It shows that winding down. And again, can't rule out maybe a 20, possibly 30% coverage I-10 corridor towards tomorrow morning. There may be a break, and then we'll be watching as that moisture will be moving in from the south and southwest off the Gulf. So about a 40 to 50% coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up. And as you can see, Invest 98L heading towards maybe northeast Mexico, South Texas, quite a bit of moisture. As you can see up the scale, this is that moisture I'm talking about, this surge of moisture heading into the Texas coastline as we work on into tomorrow afternoon. Then high pressure will be building over our area on Saturday into Sunday. Remember, high pressure causes sinking air. Yeah, we've got plentiful moisture, but if you've got sinking air, that may counteract the amount of moisture in the air. So rain chances may be going down as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. So some good news finally for the weekend. Now late Sunday into Monday, we'll be watching showers and thunderstorms trying to come back in the forecast, especially as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. This is an inverted trough, upside down trough of low pressure moving on in. Notice high pressure moves away from our area and sets up residency over towards the Four Corners. So it looks like scattered showers and thunderstorms return to the forecast for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Pretty good amount on Wednesday, as you can see up that scale. Otherwise, in the tropics, we are watching Invest 98L. It's disorganized. Thought we saw a weak area of low pressure there, but it's not strong enough to be classified as a depression. Hurricane Center giving this a 40% shot. But again, we are looking at modeling. Hurricane hunters went out there and did find that very, very weak area of low pressure. It's more like a trough, as it's expected to head towards northeast Mexico and southern Texas. European ensembles a little bit further to the north. Again, it's going to be 300 miles to our southwest down the coastline. So I'm not expecting this to be an issue. It may become a depression overnight and tomorrow morning, especially early morning on Friday is when the best time for these things to ramp up, if they do, and we can move that X further off to the west and northwest. Regardless, as you can see, a good confidence in consensus and pretty good confidence that this will head towards northeast Mexico and South Texas. I think it's going to be tomorrow, Friday, that we'll see this move ashore, and that won't be much of an issue, I think, for our area. But this could be some heavy locally heavy rainfall in South Texas. This red is the subtropical ridge. That ridge of high pressure breaks down off the southeast coastline. And that opens the door for this storm, Erin, to turn towards the west and northwest and hopefully spare the U.S. East Coast. That is not a given at this point. There are tropical storm watches for Barbuda and the northern sections or northern Leeward Islands. Otherwise, this will become a Cat 3, a major hurricane, Sunday afternoon, and it will continue to further intensify with winds of 125 miles an hour as we head towards Tuesday. So we'll continue with the ensemble modeling, and there's a pretty good consensus this will stay offshore. But again, that is not a set in stone. This could still be an issue for the U.S. East coastline as it begins to turn off towards the north. If it's further to the west on some of these ensembles, then that would be an issue with certainly tropical storm force wind gusts over towards the Outer Banks, the eastern North Carolina, maybe Virginia, and it all depends on if it's going to take the further turn to the west, or is it going to be further offshore. That would be the best case scenario. Not good news for Bermuda, but there's going to be close enough approach to where this is certainly something to watch very closely for the Outer Banks of the Carolinas as we head on into, say, probably Wednesday, Thursday of next week. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet in your coastal marine forecast. We'll see south winds at 5 to 10 knots, water temperature 92. Looking at high tides tomorrow, it's Sabine Passive if you're doing some fishing at 6:53 a.m. and 11:17 p.m. Sunrise a little bit later at 6:42 and sunset a little bit earlier at 7:57 as those days are getting shorter. So tonight, Looks like it's going to be quiet for the most part this evening. Maybe some isolated evening showers up towards the lakes area this evening, as you saw on radar, but those should be winding down, I think, over the next hour or so. Could see some redevelopment along the I-10 corridor, the triangle, prior to sunrise tomorrow morning. Otherwise, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies are expected. Very warm low temperatures. Look at this, mid 70s even up in the lakes area, upper 70s to lower 80s in the triangle. So not exactly the coolest night, and no records are expected. Otherwise, for tomorrow, we'll go partly sunny, about a 40% coverage, 40 to 50% coverage. I think the heaviest rain will be mainly along the coastline and in the triangle. So again, just be aware if you're driving tomorrow that there could be some locally heavy rainfall, and that could lead to some nuisance street flooding in the worst case scenario, and hopefully that does not happen. Otherwise, taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast, we've got a 50% coverage on Friday. Then as that ridge of high pressure begins to build on in, Saturday and Sunday, rain chances will go down. High temperatures will go up. We'll still see partly cloudy to partly sunny afternoons. And then as the high moves off, 30% coverage returns to the area on Monday. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that trough of low pressure moves through the Gulf. We'll have plentiful moisture. There's not going to be any capping. And with daytime heating, should see a 40% coverage, maybe more, as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Let me see if we have any questions at all. And no questions. All right, so we will backtrack and show you once again. It's pretty quiet out there right now. Here's what we think is going to happen over the next 7 days. Higher chances tomorrow as a surge of tropical moisture moves on in. Lower weekend chances, hotter temperatures, and then back to scattered afternoon showers and storms Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. 50% coverage, lower 90s is what I'm expecting for tomorrow in the triangle. 40 to 50% coverage up in the lakes area. It's more towards the afternoon hours. Severe weather is not anticipated, but again, could be some locally heavy rainfall across the area. As you can see, highs going up a bit on Sunday as that area of high pressure builds on in. That means our best chances Friday, rain chances go down Sunday, and then back up to scattered activity coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Otherwise, a little closer inspection shows those showers and storms, a little better coverage up towards Dam B, just north of Dam B. Otherwise, quiet here in the triangle. And again, scattered activity is expected to try to redevelop along the coastline, I-10, prior to sunrise coming up tomorrow morning. So be aware of that. And it looks like about a 40 to 50% coverage over the area coming up tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, in the tropics, we are watching Invest 98L. Not much now. It looked better this afternoon. Hurricane Center giving us a 40% shot, as is expected to stay well off to the south and east of us down the coastline over 300 miles to the southwest of our area. Aaron not going to come into the Gulf, being steered by subtropical high pressure. A break in the high will allow this to turn towards the north. Still, the verdict is out as far as how close it will get to the Carolinas, but we're not expecting it to be in the Gulf. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas tomorrow, around 2 feet. We'll see south winds at 5 to 10 knots. So be aware there'll be scattered showers and thunderstorms in the coastal waters coming up tomorrow. And so tonight, rain chances coming down up in the lakes area this evening, and they're becoming partly cloudy to mostly clear, very warm and humid. And then we'll see redevelopment here in the triangle prior to sunrise, and upper 70s to lower 80s in the triangle. Light south winds becoming calm tomorrow, about a 40 to 50% coverage. And again, it's not going to be raining all day. I don't expect severe weather, but there could be some locally heavy rainfall. In other words, some of those cells will be dropping 2, 3